The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host too stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.
What's going on, fellow Uplanders?
Stayed out though. He's coming back.
I had it on loop. Got to uncheck the loop.
Oh my god!
After we did that in August, and it's now November. I finally had the 10 minutes it takes me to chop up the song, add a little extension off of the hook, and put a little fade out in. And it only took me 2 months.
I mean. It's worth it. I still it's crazy because you're 2 months. I still get psyched every time I hear it. There we go.
Yeah. Almost nailed it. That's right.
Nailed it.
Next week.
What up? Hyde Park Ninjas in the house.
Yes, sir. And that's we do have to talk about next week. Do we usually do the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, or do we do the Tuesday? We always do something a little beforehand.
I mean, I'll be here.
I think we do.
I had nothing.
Yeah, I think we do Tuesdays. We'll talk offline about it, but
whatever works for you, man.
Because we get it in each and every week, and we've been doing it for 2.5 years almost.
Yeah,
and I think we missed one week altogether, which isn't a bad track record.
No, we very consistent. With some nice apple juice.
This is Knob Creek today.
Knob juice? You're drinking knob juice? Hey, Dr. Noby, that's one. Add it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's correct. Too Stupid looks like we play you guys in Detroit this weekend. Ooh. Yeah. Buffalo's about to get pounded, or is getting pounded with snow right now, so they moved the Browns-Bills game to Detroit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They can just do that?
Yeah, they've done it very rarely where weather's impacted. Usually you see it for hurricanes, but the amount of snow that they're expected, there's this wonderful thing called lake effect snow that comes over Lake Erie, and with it being warm, and it just Buffalo gets pounded. Erie, Buffalo get pounded. We get a little bit of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's no joke. They're talking crazy stuff.
6 feet?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Because the lake's so warm and the air temperature's so cold, and the pattern over it's just right. It's just churning out snow.
Oh my goodness. All right. Any listeners, any family in that area, stay safe. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I've seen 6 feet of snow. If I totaled all of the snow that I've seen in my life, all of the snow accumulation that I've seen in my life, I don't think it would be 6 feet.
Yeah. We got 5 feet in 5 days back in 96 where I live, but that's about it. All right. Everybody didn't tune in to listen to the weather, but
I mean, it's insane weather. Yes, agreed. Get out your sad lamps, people. Yes. Winter is coming.
1111 said, that's insane. Got a light dusting here in Colorado, and my seasonal depression is already in full force. Don't forget, we have people that still listen to us on a podcast.
That's true. I think Dirk listens to us on the podcast still.
Yes, he does. So you just reply to comments, and people are like, what's he responding to?
Yeah. All right. That's good feedback. I gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah. What's he's this week we got the market update. We have FIFA World Cup. That's just
dude.
That's a lot to unravel. I'm still trying to make sense of it. I've read the article so many times, and I mean, it's cool.
So many things. There's actually so many things, like ornaments, block explorers, like a new city that's completely different. All of these legits, which are crazy. The season passes, the passes, the
which you'll be able to trade in. And
yeah, the fan scores, the collections, like holy cow. And like the prize for top is a stadium. Like
yes,
is the first like
built stadium
it's
that
gonna
anybody
be.
owns.
I am so scared to see what this does. I'm debating. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there because I have a lot to talk about on that.
Yeah, I've had some cool thoughts on that too.
Some cool thoughts.
Yeah, just what you could do
Like
if you won that stadium. The things that you could do.
Oh, I mean, we know. Never mind. Yep.
Thank you for moving on.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I've been talking with Mars, Utah, and we're going to do a show this weekend to help you find those legits that are going to get fired for the NFLPA. You know, seeking out the probabilities on Sundays when you go into the team shops, which one has a chance to get you some fire stats. We thought that would be pretty fun with both of our football knowledge. We're calling the segment Legit Fired Up.
Oh, that's super clever. Because when you buy the memento, you don't know what kind of game they're going to have, right? Because you buy it before.
Right.
So that's a really smart and kind of fun thing to do of like speculating on the games, like which ones, who's poised to have a really strong game. You know, who's the strongest playing the weakest, like kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
and then
smart.
And then that gives you some strategy because you still have Rutherford that has the 8 teams there, but as other stadiums are being built, their team shots are being spread out, so you don't have the concentration. So it's more and more strategy too. And we're also going to get into injuries and how they impact, you know, that, hey, you can get a running back for a cheap price who's going to start, who has the potential of getting you multiple fire stats. And those are things that we're going to look at and talk about for the people that have no idea about football, or people that want to collect the legits and want to know a little more, that want to collect the mementos.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and keep it around a 20-minute show.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really smart idea, honestly. That's a new take. And I think it's coming at the right time. I think a lot of people are feeling kind of down about the NFLPA right now, especially with how much attention FIFA is getting. So I think having something like that to maybe rally the NFLPA fans around is a great idea.
Yeah. It only took us 10 weeks of the season to figure it out, but hey, we came up with that. So we'll be doing the episodes here on the Upland Property Experts YouTube channel. We're going to stream off of that, so you'll definitely be able to check that out here. And we're figuring out when it will be launched. We're thinking Friday evening or Saturday morning. So we're still working on there. And the first one, we're going to do a pre-recording. We'll figure out the live recordings, if we're going to do live recordings or what not. But yes. I'll just wait. I'll screw something up soon. Too smart to win. Never too smart to win. All right. We'll jump right in to the market update.
Market update. We need a jingle.
Yeah, I was just going to say we need a jingle. We need something. All right. Top 10 city floors in Upland. Pretty solid.
Hold on. There's a test tube statue for anybody who makes us like a 3 to 5 second jingle for the market update.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, and that guy's doing the video for us. He should have it to us by the end of the weekend. So that'll be, I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah.
So we'll have instead of just that ugly thing that I post up before we go live, we should have an intro video.
Oh, it'd be like an intro video?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that'd be a cool video. Oh, that's way cooler. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yes. Ding, 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 dong, ding. 5
God.
seconds. A little more than that.
Close,
Close.
architect.
All right. Top 10 city floors, pretty solid week. New Orleans comes into the top 10.
Yeah. Seeing Manhattan's USD solidly under 50 is interesting to me.
It's getting closer and closer to Rutherford's US dollar price. You know, it's
Ugh,
closed in
don't say
under
that.
$10.
Don't encourage Rutherford.
I mean, right now they're the only city that has access to 8 NFLPA shops.
Who cares? Wait,
Come on.
8 NFLPA shops?
Well, there's
Or
the shop,
teams.
but 8 teams. Yeah, teams.
I mean, sure, but why would I need to buy a property there? I don't need a property there to do that unless you're buying a property that's so close to the stadium, which I don't think you can get, that you wouldn't have to send to it. There's no reason to buy property in Rutherford just because that thing is there. It'd be a reason to maybe buy a terminal that goes to Rutherford. But as far as owning a Rutherford property, you're not getting any special multipliers. It's a pretty small city that doesn't have much active community. It's just pumped up by a handful of whales. Not that there's anything wrong with it, and it's super cool and exclusive. And so if that's your thing, go for it. I think it's overpriced for what it is because I just don't see, like, they're never going to win neighborhood contests. Like, they're not really, I've not seen them be competitive on any front because it's so exclusive. They don't have the wide community support of other neighborhoods. So it just kind of intrigues me. Yeah. So anyway.
Oop, too fast. All right, 30-day change. Santa Clara's down 20% over the last 30 days. That's the biggest news there.
Santa Clara was on a tear for a while.
They were.
People were definitely buying up the floor.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing really exciting.
No, that's a Manhattan drop though. 20% Manhattan. Under 50.
Yeah. So their US dollar went from $54.80 down to 44 over the last month. Times are getting tough out there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope we start to see the other side. I mean, honestly, like, it's interesting in the sense of this does tell the story of the floor. We definitely we need to work on, and obviously we'll work together with the data mine team at UPX World to look at some other trends, because this might make it seem like people are making less money, or that these cities aren't as profitable, but there are good deals happening in these cities regularly. The floor is kind of finicky overall, but I think if you are creative enough, you could make profit in any city. And in fact, maybe we'll do that at some point next year. Is I'll take that challenge of, I bet I can make money in any city. And then
I like that.
You guys can vote whatever city you want.
Rutherford.
I mean, nope, I'm out. Nope. It can't be a sold out city. It can't be a sold out city. Any non-sold out city.
Kansas City.
Kansas City would be a legitimate challenge for sure, but it's doable. And so, yeah, I would like to do that as a challenge next year. We'll figure that out, and then we'll pick the city that the community thinks is the hardest to make a profit in, and then I will see if I can't show that it's not a matter of where, but how you go about it.
Yeah, I like that. And I never got around to my trying to sell Upland Properties so I can go to the Cavs game. Supposed to go to a game tomorrow night. I traded the tickets in for later in the season because I'm nowhere close to saying what I said I would do, and I'm holding myself to it. So
Rio.
Rio.
Simone. Rio's a good one. They got some crazy little profits there, and he's gonna get him some. I'm pretty sure that's a quote or a lyric or something. But
now, if we zoom out a little bit more to the 12-week change, I mean, Manhattan's even worse, over 26.65% from their US dollar. They were at $59.99. Their UPX price was 93,998 UPX, and now we're sitting at 75,999. So pretty red over the last 3 months.
Oh, you mean like the House of Representatives?
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Let's keep this politics.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that's accurate. What? Don't flame me. I have no idea. I don't follow politics at all. That was just a bad joke.
Oh, geez. Jeez. Moving on. Now, anything other 3 months though that you want to talk about here?
No, but good on Vegas for doing some profit. I do think Vegas is actually one of those sleepers as well. There is a lot of cool stuff happening there. People get very excited and creative when they think of Vegas. It invokes naturally this excitement and gamification. So I think we will see, and I mean, I already know for a fact because we are creating a go-kart experience with one of the teams that is based in Vegas. So like I know that there's really cool stuff happening there and some very creative minds. So I would expect to see Vegas stay strong.
And you know, the more I think about it, I think they're not going to release more Vegas until next Genesis week. You know, we theorized that during Genesis week this year in Vegas, and you know, as these little city expansions continue to go on, I'm starting to think more and more it's true.
Yeah. No, I think so.
All right, the lowest markup percentage.
Lowest markup percentage.
Yeah, floor markup. So it's
this is the markup on the floor.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, this is the floor for the markup percentage. We go through this every week.
This is the floor.
This is the cheapest. This is the cheapest markup you can find.
Oh, you're the worst.
Should I call it the cheapest markup?
Yeah, the cheapest markup.
Okay. Yeah. I'll call it the cheapest markup going forward.
Oh my gosh.
It only took us like 5 months to figure this one out.
The cheapest markups. There you go. Okay, so the cheapest markup in Rutherford is 3x. So like no matter what, like it's 3x mint.
Yep.
Okay. I'm glad that San Francisco, like I think the 200% is where they want it, honestly. Like if I could like peek into their minds, I feel like 2x is a number that they're very happy with. And so seeing Fresno, Manhattan, San Francisco, Staten Island, which is kind of interesting if you think about like the two top tier 1 cities and then maybe their corresponding tier. Is Staten Island is tier 3?
I think I'd have to go back and refresh. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if
it's either a tier 2 or tier 3.
Would Staten Island be the equivalent to Manhattan as Fresno is to San Francisco?
I think that's
or is it Queens? Anyway, I don't know enough about the East Coast to say that, but it is interesting that those 4 pieces are all in that 200% range. I think that's kind of the sweet spot for premium cities once they sell out. And that's another thing we don't really talk about a lot. It's the markets seem soft until things sell out. Once things sell out, it's harder for them to go down. Like they tend to go up more, right?
Right.
Because you can't mint new. And so outside of people, yeah, there's going to be people liquidating, but at a certain point, they're going to realize, oh, wait, you can't even buy these anymore. They're probably a little bit more valuable.
Yeah. And it's interesting if you have some time to just pop around the different neighborhoods and see the markups there. It's, these are just the lowest. This is the cheapest markup percentage in each city. So it's interesting how it changes by neighborhood.
Oh, that would be a fun heat map.
Yes.
Oh, like by neighborhood, and then the heat
Yep.
map is like the percent markup of the cheapest percent markups.
Whenever those data guys are ready over there at UPX World, I got a list of stuff that we can start rolling.
Man, that would be a cool map. Oh, that'd be so fun to see. Like, I want to see San Francisco's so bad. Like, I'm picturing it like the like which areas aren't like No Valley. Like, let's be honest, No Valley ain't at a 10x. But then you'd see like Midtown Terrace, Alamo Square, Dog Patch, Merced Manor, like all the kind of the bigwig neighborhoods, all at massive markups comparatively. That would be so interesting.
And what I do find interesting, I was actually shocked as I was going around pricing some properties for sale yesterday. I was looking, and I own a lot in Bayview, and a lot of Bayview you could buy for less than 2,000 UPX, and the floor there's 27,000 UPX.
Jeez.
I thought that was pretty crazy, and yeah, I thought it was just pretty crazy that it's marked up over 1,000%.
Yeah, no, that is. I mean, I think Alamo Squares, it's got to be at least that.
Yeah, and there's not much developed in Bayview, and I mean, I'm sort of to blame because I own about 300 properties there.
Really?
Which isn't bad compared to some people in some San Francisco neighborhoods. Yeah, Alamo Square is 9,000% floor markup.
Gee,
Which
9,000%?
Yeah. Yep. Cheapest property right now is 600,000 UPX, which is way down from the 3 million floor that it was earlier.
Dang. Go Alamo Square.
Now the median price in Alamo Square is 5 million UPX.
Yeah, but you can't really count that. If it's such a scarce market, like.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Oh, I did not update that slide or move that slide, so we'll move on. So bottom 5 city floors fixed the slide this week. Detroit, Rio, Chicago, Queens, and Porto. They're all down. Detroit's down 20% over last week. US dollar floors stayed pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. These are the entry points. There's still name brands. I mean, people know Detroit. They know Rio, Chicago. Chicago is quite shocking. Queens and Porto, yeah.
Going on, JT.
What up?
And Los Angeles has worked its way out of there on the secondary market, which was shocking considering how many properties are still left there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The US dollar, cheapest US dollar markup.
Well, hey, look at least it's going up. God, people are like, I get it though. I mean, they're just trying to get their money out. I guess it makes whatever. Like,
yeah.
But
I didn't sort it this week. Crap. Some went up from last week. I was rushed this week. Actually surprising. Oakland had a surge, and with the Rio expansion this week, I found a lot of good deals. I went shopping. I didn't get some of the great deals, but I was still finding properties for 75 to 85% mint.
yeah.
Yeah. So I always love when a city expands because everybody's trying to get liquid.
Yeah, well, and I mean, gosh, the Rio thing too. Like, I was trying to get liquid for Rio. But I'm very torn on it now.
Oh, I didn't. Did I say the Porto expansion? I meant the Rio expansion.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, the Rio expansion. Yeah, sold out. Arlington
Oh,
bumped
hey,
up
there we go. I like that.
2% to 53%. Dallas is up 1 to 67%. Las Vegas is up 1 to 84%. Porto's up 1 to 97. And Rio is down 8%, down to 91%. So they were at 99% last week. And then they dropped the 26,000 properties on us on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday. And they sold some, but not as much. So they dropped.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew they were going to keep doing that.
Right.
At least for a little bit.
And then unminted properties. So last week we were under 400,000. We went back up. We had a net gain of about 5,500 properties from what was minted this week to
the net. There was more. Upland released more properties than we sold through. Is what you're
correct.
saying?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that either. But.
No. I mean, so think about it. Tuesday they released 26,000 properties in Rio, and there's less than 10,000 left today on Thursday.
Yeah,
which is pretty solid.
Yeah.
I don't see any issues with that. Anything jump out to you from the overall unminted properties that are available?
No, I think like it is just interesting, like how you can see like when these things were released and then like the number of properties. Like I'm very curious what they expected to see in LA, because when you look at like outliers like Nashville, okay, that has a lot. That's fine. And then like, Kansas, Queens, Detroit, like that's just solid bases. But LA being such a top tier city in general, sitting at almost 200,000 properties, it makes you wonder, like the team has to be thinking of something. And so I would be curious if they plan on doing any sort of like event. I can see them doing a minting contest. I know the community hates them. But I could see them doing a minting contest or something in LA for something.
I mean, and it's still reasonable. If you're FSA, it's not the best, but even for the people that aren't FSA, you can still pick up properties for under 10,000 UPX.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, you can pick them up cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no big problem there. Now.
Yeah.
Yep. All we have to say on that one. All right. Now it starts to get crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So we got I'm interested to see. I hope Upland shares the numbers of, instead of just having us using DAP radar to track it, if they share the numbers of new onboards after the whole World Cup is over with.
Yeah.
Because I mean, currently you're seeing about 80,000 people play in a 7-day period, and over a 30-day period, we're at about 150,000.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they doing? I mean, obviously they're in like some of the press releases and stuff. The World Cup is huge. Like, but I mean, I've seen some like specifically NFT, FIFA related NFT stuff that didn't mention Upland. It mentioned several other partnerships. And so that was a little weird.
There is a FIFA and the World Cup did a lot of partnerships with some different NFTs for this whole release. So it's not exclusive.
No, and it's really interesting. I don't want to get too much into it, because I don't want to disparage the wonderful people at FIFA. But like there was a little while ago, they had the people that did their kind of branding and marketing stuff. That I don't get all the details, but essentially I fell through. So it's a new team and new. I guess they're working on getting, and they're doing pretty far-reaching stuff. It does feel like Upland had got a lot of like print rights, which is surprising. Like all of the logos from literally all of the World Cups and the mascots and the posters, like the ability to make and profit from those is pretty cool. And then obviously all the countries and their teams and stuff. So I mean, it's a pretty big licensing deal, when you compare it to like, say, the NFLPA, which is still a fantastic, amazing collaboration with the players. But even that's, kind of limited in what kind of branding and things you can use. They seem to have gotten kind of carte blanche with FIFA and really been open to getting a lot of content and, items, which is cool.
And I'll be intrigued to see if there's any marketing on the games that you'll see on TV, or if there's any marketing in the stadium that drives you to Upland, because
that would change. I mean, that would be nutty.
I mean, there's 32 countries taking part in this. So I mean, any little bit, any capturing of anything, it'll be interesting. I wonder if there's a marketing budget for it, if they have something in place with FIFA. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would be, dude, if they had like a little clip of like Miles kicking a soccer ball around and like whatever, like that would be killer. I'd be like, what?
Yeah. Now with these block explorers, they're having sales each week for the 5 weeks of the World Cup.
It's so much.
So much. And so much. You have registration. It started late this week, so it started Tuesday, November 15th. The rest of them, they all start on Mondays of each week, and then they end Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and then the sale starts at 9. Now, it's so much. So you have that as the schedule. You can register anywhere, but to purchase a Block Explorer on Saturday, you have to travel to a shop where they are registered.
Yeah. So, like, does somebody have an infograph of all? Because, like, I didn't even realize that the Decor was for sale already, too. Like, I flew to Qatar and went to register at all the little soccer places. And then people were like, oh, there's mugs released. There's this release. I'm like, wait, what? Where? They're everywhere. I was like, holy cow. And yeah. And then the Decor pieces. Where do you get the Decor? People are like they have them. I just bought a couple from somebody. And I know I paid a heavy markup on them too.
Oh, I didn't know that the mug Block Explorers were released.
Yeah. Dude, there's like so much already. I know. It's insane.
I thought that was part of the release schedule because you have the Qatar stuff that has the FIFA World Cup. So you got to go there on Saturdays, which is nice. The travel is free. But dang, there's only, and then with the cups, there's only 5 mints per shop for each week's sale of each one.
Which is what we were suggesting. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that they didn't have the idea themselves, but I'm saying we have talked about it several times that the best way to do something like this would be to allow the BE shops to sell the BEs and have a set quantity per shop and do it exactly like they're doing it. So whether they came up with it independently or thought the idea was good, whatever it is, a tip of the hat to you, because that's super cool. It's a lot. It is a lot, and it's overwhelming because there's so many things all of a sudden at once.
Now they're not player-owned Block Explorer shops, but it is through Block Explorer shops set up in different cities.
Yeah, but it gives you a glimpse, right? Because this is their FIFA version. Well, what happens when they do, the next artist spotlight or user-generated contest, or even, and they have not announced anything close to this, but even allowing for community-created Block Explorers or something like that. I don't even know if that's on their roadmap, but I can see them extending that functionality to shop owners at some point. I think they should, but
yeah. Oh man. And then they do have the free FIFA World Cup Block Explorers, but they're only for a limited time. They're not on the blockchain, and they're going to go away after it. Which, how do you feel about that?
Is that what that was?
Yeah, the goal of the soccer ball, and then the noisemakers with the ribbon in the FIFA World Cup.
Gotcha. Those have a funny name, like hoo-ha or something. I don't know.
But what do you think about that? Being a Block Explorer connoisseur that you are, how do you feel about
that's not anything new though necessarily, right? Because they've done that.
They've done that with collections.
Well, no, because remember they had there was oh, I got a ghost. When did I get this ghost? Sorry. I'm trying to find them. Oh, they're at the bottom. They're visitor. They're part of the visitor one. Vuz. That
Are you having a seizure?
I know, right? Vuvuzela. That's what those things are called. I told you they had a weird name. Anyway, so they did it. Remember they had Black Lives Matter. They did a parade down Mission Avenue.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They also had, they did a couple. It's been a while since they did it, but they definitely have done a couple different ones where they gave people Block Explorers to display that especially before they were on the blockchain. It was actually a lot more common. Obviously, it's different now. Holy cow, a lot of Block Explorers. I do like that. I think that they should be more prominent because I had to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I would have never even seen them.
Oh, I got to wait and go. Dang Block Explorers. How do you like the cups? How do you like the mugs?
I mean, they're cool for sure. I mean, I'm going to try and get a whole collection. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to try and get all of them, but their mugs, they're cool. They are cool. I'm not going to lie. I want them all. I try to play it cool. No, I want them. I want them all. I like the decor though. I'm kind of excited. It's weird because it's like, oh, I think I got the ghost from the Anyway, sorry.
All right. So since you want to talk about the decor, we'll jump right into that one.
Things. Yeah. So because I just picked up a couple maroon and a couple gold. I think I got mint one of the maroon medium. Yeah. So I'm actively buying these. I'll be honest. I have no idea what they are.
They're mosaic tiles. Dude, you get to put them on your property and you can make designs with them.
I mean, I get that, but they're not really a design I understand. They're cool, I guess. I don't know if there's symbolism. I mean, you can kind of see some elements of soccer, and I would assume that it's inspired by that in some way. But I don't know. But I'll buy some because I think it's interesting. I definitely want that trophy though. And I like the yard flags.
The canvases.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm getting more excited about Decor, and obviously we're both the Decor shop producers and owners. But honestly, it's a really cool space.
Yeah.
The real question, though, is always like, well, what's the value here? Like, are these going to go to help your neighborhood score? Are these are user generated decor going to affect it differently than, say, sponsored decor like this? Because I think it would be very hard to assign neighborhood points to user created and controlled assets to that degree, because then it would be easy for those people to just coordinate and just dump a bunch of decor into a single place potentially. So
yeah, I mean, if you were to buy if you were able to buy the canvases for all 32 countries, you're looking at 1.344 million UPX.
Jeez. I mean, I would do it.
I know you'd do it.
I spent so much though already. I need to probably sell. I went way too hard. I don't know. And now, especially with looking at the prize pool for the fan score, I'm debating. I guess we'll see what happens on Monday. Oh, that's I like that. We'll see what happens on Monday as far as where the scores come out. I'm pretty happy. I'm sitting at 33,000 points. I don't know what other people are sitting at, but it's one of the higher ones, I think.
Yeah, you were going. I was in that text. I was driving, and you and Dizzy. When I finally was able to stop and look at my phone, there were 58 messages between you two just chatting up Chatty Cathy's, and I'm trying to listen to podcast, and I keep getting notifications on my screen, and it's making a noise. I'm like, stop.
That is so it's so infuriating. Yes, I can appreciate that. You're like, geez, old Pete.
And I'm like, I'm not even going to tell them to stop because they're just going to do it some more. So
we would troll. I would send one letter per text. 100%.
But it just kept popping up. And I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, no, we were going nuts trying to figure it out. Soccer Goes, yeah, that was the mascot for I don't know.
Yeah, I still haven't opened mine yet. So
now really?
that was the nice thing is they showed up right away.
So let's talk about that, because I want to give credit where credit's due. We have been begging for these things to be way more immediate than they were. There was a time where you would just buy them and then wait for days and get them later. So kudos to the team for having a much quicker turnaround. That said, the unpacking experience definitely leaves something to be desired. Overall, the animations and everything are smooth and fine, but the delivery, and it was already acknowledged on the Discord. I know that, it's all to do with the blockchain, how things are distributed, but they, in my opinion, really need to change the way that it's done. First of all, after you buy so many and then you log back in, it took me 5 minutes of just sitting there watching it open. Actually, because I recorded my screen and it took 5 minutes to get through all the boxes, and they were very inconsistent. Some of them would have one or two simple items, and then all of a sudden I'd get a box with all of my passes. And it's just I can't track. I like opening a pack and going, did I get a good pack? Look at this awesome pack that I got, that I just pulled. And you don't get that. You can't see what you got in a pack. You have no idea. It doesn't track easily how many packs you've bought. I would much rather, and I say this with hesitation, because I hope that they don't just throw it in the your messages, hey, here's all your boxes. It needs to be a better interface. But every other place that we buy packs where you can rip them open, it's a semi-satisfying, process to be to go in, to click which ones you want to open. And keep in mind, a lot of us are trying to create content around this. Like, I can't create a box opening content video if the boxes come randomly and not consistently enough for me to talk about and be excited about. Like, I need to be able to go to an interface and see my selection so that way I can make a video of box opening, because I spent thousands on these boxes, and like, I would have loved to make better videos about it.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't gone in to open it. I was hoping to do it, but watching the text thread between you and Dizzy, I'm like, oh, this is going to be tough, because you have to look, okay, this box is what? Is it a starter, an essential, a pro, or is it a pass? Okay, and if it's a pro, that's got 4 essentials plus a legit, but if it's an essential, it's only like, so it's like trying to figure it out, make sure, and then there's no count of other than if you're writing it down. And I learned that a long time ago with the NFLPA legits. You just have to start doing a little tally of everything you bought as you're clicking it, or you're not really sure if it's right at the end.
Yeah, no, that's a frustrating experience for sure. It's super cool. The legits are awesome. The little plastic or like glass containers or like card holders, super cool. I like the passes. There's a ton of variety of items too. It's kind of crazy. I will say the collections are cool, but it is fiddly. Again, there aren't enough tools for me to want to like invest time in optimizing it. Like, trying to figure out, especially these collections where it's like, collect one of each of these from this group. Like, yeah, you kind of have to know, like, and then you put one and it removes the, so you can't double select, which is great. However, I can't see if I have extras of any of them. And so it's really difficult to do any sort of, management of them. It's really difficult to also know, like, hey, what does this person need? I would love for somebody to be able to look at my collection set and go, hey, I'm willing to buy anything that I don't have filled out. And you can go see which kind of items I need to finish my collections. Like, I wish there was more tools like that to be able to help, coordinate these large scale efforts of trying to optimize points, because that would be really helpful.
Yeah. And with having the pass, the VIP, and the platinum, they even said that you can exchange the passes and you'll get the memento. But they also said passes don't have to be redeemed right away, and finding that sweet spot of when to redeem a pass will pay off for the savvy player. So that has me intrigued of what do they have up their sleeve.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting. I don't know. I have a bunch of passes. The best one I have is a VIP to the finals, which I'm pretty stoked about.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's number 8 of 50. So pretty rare. I am excited to see how that goes. The fact that there's like a base, a VIP, and then a platinum is, I assume that it's going to be like who gets in, where you go in queue. So like, if you're the platinum, you get to go in first and select which memento you want. And then the VIP group can go in, and then the last will be the open, which I would imagine will also be a queue. So based on your fan score, you will likely be queued very similar to other mementos. So it will be interesting there. I see several comments here about unopened boxes. And they don't do that. And honestly, I'm okay if they don't do that. I'm okay if they just send it to your account and then you have to unbox it there. There is a certain appeal to selling secondhand, but I honestly don't like that market, because here's the thing. I don't really like the people in general that, and no offense if you do this, but like when a new console releases, this is one of my biggest pet peeves, is somebody goes and like buys like 50 PlayStation 2s and then like tries to resell them at a higher markup. Like, you just took that out of somebody's, somebody else wanted to mint that because they wanted to open it. So I actually applaud Upland for kind of sticking to their guns on that, because I don't want somebody who's just going to buy a bunch of the passes because they happen to be, especially with the time zone differences, somebody buys out those FIFA passes sold out very quickly on the UPX. Yeah. I don't want to see those on the secondary market for 2x. That doesn't feel good. It feels like that person just took advantage of the system to just buy the box to flip it. Like, they had no intention of being a collector. They had no intention of being a fan. They don't care about any of the stuff that's inside the box. They just want to make money. I don't like that. So kudos to Upland for not for doing it differently, despite what I think the large amount of the community would prefer.
And the bundles are going to be replenished on the 23rd, 30th, and the 7th of December.
Yeah. So I looked at that, and that was the thing, is I went hard this first round. I went real hard.
Yeah, you did.
I went real hard. And then I
you're like not wrist, not elbow. You went like shoulder deep on this.
Oh yeah. No, you need one of those like birthing gloves for how far I went in. And so it is hard, because then I sort of fluctuate, like, oh my gosh, why did I just do that? I just blew a massive amount of my, Upland budget on these things. I don't even like soccer.
What do you think about the spotlights that they're going to do too?
Wait, what are the spotlights? What?
Spotlights are the video highlights from matches that include game highlights and one of a kind goals scored. So like, you went hard before any of this stuff even came out.
Yeah.
So I'm not. So what you're telling me is you're not going to have any money to buy me a Christmas present this year, huh?
Dude, actually, you're gonna get Christmas is gonna be big. Christmas is gonna be big. But
you can't refinance your house right now because interest rates are through the roof.
Yeah, right. No, I got some Alamo Square I'm trying to sell. Let's go. No, I mean, they are really cool in the sense of, I like anything that shows country patriotism. Like, I really like that. And I really like how different countries, celebrate their cultures, and like the pride that, countries take in their flag and their kind of hosting of this event and stuff like that. It is really cool to see countries kind of come together for this kind of stuff. So I am a fan just from that perspective. Plus, I like the historical elements of, going all the way back to, I think it's 1930 is the first one. And so they have the old soccer ball from the 1930 champion World Cup. And so it's just it's cool to be able to collect history as well. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool, going with all the old mascots in the matches. So I thought that was really cool. And that was a pretty good deal that Upland worked out with FIFA. So I was really impressed with this.
No, I mean, it is. And I don't want to take anything away from the Upland team, because they did a fantastic job securing really the entirety of again, all of the mascots, the posters, all of the jerseys, the everything, every last thing that I think you could get. And I don't know. I mean, FIFA's got, a lot of, bad history and issues and stuff like that. But all of that aside, I mean, it's still an absolutely world recognized major sporting event. Is it bigger than the Super Bowl? Somebody's trying to tell me it's the largest sporting event in the world.
I believe so.
Wow. That's crazy. Because my only context is the Super Bowl. When you say it's the Super Bowl of something, it's because it's supposed to be the biggest.
I mean, football. Yeah, a lot of other countries tune into the Super Bowl, but the soccer following and the fans and everything, and it being the World Cup, it puts the Super Bowl to shame.
Which is crazy. So then, why don't people say it's the World Cup of something? And now I'm going to be like, I'm going to feel shortchanged. Everyone's like, oh, it's the Super Bowl of this kind of event. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds kind of crappy. Talk to me when you get to the World Cup of that kind of event.
Yeah.
This fan score challenge. This is what
Let's hear it. 1111 says, yeah, soccer is the largest international sport. Other countries mostly don't care about the NFL. Okay, you just repeated what I said. Thank you.
I mean,
justification.
I don't care about the NFL. So
yeah. I'm surprised you haven't brought that up just yet either.
Oh no. I figured I'd let you. I don't want to embarrass you in front of your people. It's your thing, the fantasy league. You and Dizzy, that you guys spend so much of your lives doing it. And it's really the only thing I think both of you kind of have good in your lives. And so it feels really bad that I'm kind of taking that joy away from you by absolutely destroying you in this fantasy league that I barely know how to play. So yeah, I wasn't going to say
you're 7-3. You're not that far ahead of everybody. You're in first place right now.
First place now.
First place, but all it matters is at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And Dizzy and I have more joy in our life than just fantasy football. So
no, I'm 100% teasing on that. Yeah. But this fan score though,
this is crazy.
I'm so torn.
Why?
Because I don't know whether I want to go hard and try and get on the board to try and win some of this crazy stuff, or if I want to just sell my collection, like my high value pieces, and then use that funds to then just buy the prizes later.
Here's the question. Is Abdullah going in on this?
I checked his account recently. He doesn't have a lot yet, but I mean, if he goes in, it will be hard and it will be untouchable. Because that's who he is.
And I'm not cracking on him or anything like that, but I'm saying it would be because I can see him going hard on this because it is the first stadium and probably one of the few stadiums that anybody's ever going to own in the Upland Metaverse. I could see Wimbledon being a landmark. I could see some landmark ones, but man, this is the first one. This is the Genesis Stadium. This is a World Cup stadium. I mean, and I don't know what kind of partnerships they do it.
I would imagine it's also important to the region, right? Because this is the first. I believe it's the first World Cup hosted in the Middle East.
I think so.
So, from that perspective, I do think that there's again, go back into the, the pride of your country, of your kind of your area, like that would be a big deal to those countries. And so
I mean, he's from the area. He's invested heavily so far in the games. And I was just curious because I would imagine he would go ham on this just to secure it.
Yeah, I'm watching his account closely. He did buy some. He's probably got a handful of passes. Nothing crazy yet because I would expect him to either be buying secondary or in some of the later rounds going a lot harder, especially with even the cars. Like custom race cars, like what?
There's 19 custom race cars, and that's awesome. Series 1 FIFA trim.
I'm curious, are the stats on them available? Like, I'm curious where they rank it. I'll be a little upset if they're higher than Series 1R. I'm not going to lie.
You would be? Because they're, they're custom like that?
Yeah, I would be a little upset. I think. Do you know the numbers? I don't know if I've seen the numbers on them.
I have not.
They are rarer than the Series 1Rs, but I would be okay if it had the same stats or very, very close to the same stats as the Series 1R.
It is not on the spreadsheet yet.
Okay. But yeah, like I don't like anyway, it's whatever they do it at. It is what it is. But I just hope that they don't do that, because that just would feel bad to the people who literally paid thousands of dollars to get those. And also, as somebody who owns 5 of them, I would be a little upset to then find out that they're releasing race cars in the same series that are more powerful than the Series R, which is presumably they're really top besides custom cars, which again, if they're like, yep, these are custom and so it's better, I guess not much I can do, obviously nothing I can do about it, but
right. But I mean, so you have 5 weeks and you're going to have weekly challenges, and they're giving away World Cup Village properties for finishing. They're giving away 10 each week. And the number 1 winner gets a World Cup trophy also with it. So you get 150,000 UPX 0.25 Spark and World Cup Village property and a World Cup trophy for winning the week.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable prize pool for this. This is definitely one of the bigger. Well, I mean, it's the biggest as far as total prize pool is concerned of any contest that they've done. But even overall, with like the nuances and different things that are happening, I mean, I wish that there was more lead time, because it felt very much like, wait, what? Okay, FIFA's here. Wait, what? I have to register where, and where. Like,
there's a lot to digest.
Yeah, I felt a little overwhelmed, and I would have probably liked to have more information up front. Maybe some easier. I'm a visual learner, so like a graphic of understanding, like just even like a map, and like register here for these, and they're on Saturday, and register here, and here for these, and they're available throughout the week. So that way I knew, because I flew immediately to Qatar to register for the things, thinking like that's where I needed to go. And then I was like looking at it, I was like, wait, what do you mean there's like a thing in Queens? And then I go to Queens and I'm like, oh, I see all these things. And I'm like, it's a 2-hour, well, it was a 2-hour flight from San Francisco. So it's not like luckily it's free right now.
Yeah.
It's not a quick flight.
No. So they're giving away 160 properties in the World Cup Village, 7.3 million UPX, 15 Spark, and 4 Series 1 and 15 Series T cars with exclusive FIFA World Cup trim.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like the fact that there's only 4 of them, like again, they might have higher stats, which again is fine. I get it, but I don't like it. I hope that I'm completely okay if they have higher stats than the E, which I also own several of, or the base model, which I also own several of. It should be higher than the E, but I mean, I don't know. It'll probably, honestly, they'll probably do it between, just based on the number of mints, it'll probably land between the Genesis car. I imagine the Genesis car will remain the top for a long, long time.
I believe it will also.
Yeah. Like, I think that makes sense. Like, they kind of like set that as the top bar, and then we'll work, And again, we've seen it matters, but it's not like a complete deal breaker if you don't have the fastest car, as long as you're racing the same.
And who's really going to race them? These are showroom cars.
I would race this one.
You would?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, now you say that. Yeah, because this car looks like it was meant to be raced. Right. Like, it looks like a race car to me.
It does.
The other ones look like sports cars that you kind of collect and put in front of your mansion.
Like you've done in Alamo Square.
Yeah. Yes.
If you haven't seen that yet, go to San Francisco Alamo Square. Check out ThankMeLater's property and the property next to it. I like how you lined it up in the property next to it too.
I ran out of room. There wasn't enough room for all my cars. You can just look up ThankMeLater and go to my it's my home address. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited. I think that there's a lot. I think we're gonna see some interesting, because the prize pool is so high. I also I'm already not necessarily worried, but thinking about because it's the delta. So there's the one that's every 5 weeks is like how much you've grown from week over week. And so we've already seen with things like collection swapping, I can definitely see people sandbagging week one. And honestly, if you haven't opened any of your legits, I wouldn't, and just sandbagging it for week one. And then, then week 2 or 3 or 4, you could load up and just switch, or if you had a group of people, you could just all pool your resources. So I'm really concerned that we're going to see that happening at a pretty large scale. We've seen it with other contests that are similar to that. So I don't know if there's how they're going to work around that or what they're going to do for it. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, it's, the top 100 with the highest overall. Those are really where the big prize pools are. So we'll just have to see what these numbers look like.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else on that?
On that, no.
Yeah. No, crazy. It was a lot to put your head around. I had to read the stuff a few times before it all made sense, and just so much going on. Awesome experience. It's going to be an exciting 5 weeks. And then, for us in the States, Thanksgiving is next week. So we'll have a early episode. I'll look up after the show when we did our episode last year.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then, go ahead.
And then I got to find out the travel plans, because everybody comes here for Thanksgiving from out of town, and doing 3 deep fried turkeys. Excited for that.
Yeah, boy.
Hot and spicy Creole butter and a garlic butter. So it's
dang. Did you get one of those injectors?
Absolutely. Those are the injections, brother.
Yeah, boy.
I learned that from my time in the Navy and living with some people from Louisiana. They show me the way.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so funny. It's they get jacked too, because you put them in their wings, and they're oh yeah, delicious butter.
They're great. Love it. Yeah. Any updates from UPX World you'd like to share this week?
Yeah, so we got a lot happening in UPX World. It is a busy time. We finished up the Spooktacular, had a lot. We're already working on the winter extravaganza, which is going to be another massive community collaboration between various Upland communities and various wax communities, all coming together. Donations, art creations, a race that will be centered in Portage Park. Congratulations to Portage Park on securing the racetrack for the okay, this is exclusive. I know there's only 2 people on the team that even know this. The whole team doesn't even know what I'm about to share. It is going to be sledding semis. So they've converted the semi trucks into giant sleds. So replace the wheels with sleds, put a big rocket on the back, and that is going to be sledding through a winter wonderland. All with the background of it was a very snowy Christmas in Portage Park, and the kids were not going to get their presents, but the truck drivers had a plan, and they rigged up their semis into semi sleds and drove around and were Santa to the city. And there are some more other things that I won't talk about that because I don't know if they're technically feasible yet. But if they are, let me tell you, it's going to be something that's going to blow your mind on some other stuff we're doing with it. So that is absolutely huge. I'm so excited to be working again with DAC and URL. who do all the race commissioning on that.
That's what we got to do. See if Dak wants to come on the show.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then, I'll do Boulder's question.
Yeah.
So to sandbag opening my legit, you mean to not log into Upland for the next week? Well, if you've already bought some, you would actually need to like log in and then like trade them to somebody else to hold. So that way you had just a super low score. And like the thing is, I'm curious if Upland takes the snapshot at the end of the week, or because my guess is it'll be, and I mean, whatever, we're a tight community here, so I'll share my strategies with you. Is like the way I'm thinking about it is if you're not placed in one of those top spots, like I would try and offload as much of your legits at the end of the week as possible, because if you're not going to get one of those top spots, just set your score to as low as you can. And then next week, try and participate. Because I think my guess is, and I have no idea to know this, that they will take the snapshot at the end of the event, and that will be your baseline for the next week. If for some reason they do something crazy, like your highest at any point during the week is like your new minimum, like that would be crazy. I've never seen them do anything like that, but they definitely could. So I don't know the exact mechanics, but believe that there will be strategic teams figuring out the best ways to optimize winning these prizes. There always are. It's very competitive. If you're not with a group of people or you're not connected to a community, you will likely have a very difficult time winning this. So join a community, join a group, work together. That's how you win these things. That's just the way it is. Speaking of community and all that good stuff, I do want to give a shout out to 1111 NFT.gallery, which went live last Friday with their the array, 11 pieces from 11 different artists around both digital and physical space. It is an unbelievable collection. You can find out all about it at 1111nft.gallery. And there is the info. The NFT Hive is selling them. It is an open mint for until December 11th. They are 11 wax each. You can kind of sense a theme. And so you can mint as many as you want. If you want to know more about why you want to mint them, there are some good videos out there. You can also check out UPX World Live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We will certainly be talking about it. There's also a interactive art gallery. So we've built an art gallery. You can walk around as an Xlander, view the art in the meta space that it's going to be in, and even interact by clicking, and it will take you to the NFT Hive page where you can buy directly. So we are integrating in with the layer one aspects as well. It's very cool. I am so excited for Dr. Nobi to be able to launch that. I have a piece there. My brother has a piece in it. There are, I'm not gonna, this is not an insult. This is a fact. Dr. Nobi's mom has a piece in it, and it's a good one. It's actually one of my favorites. It's very cool. So there's a lot. And then Mars, Utah, I guess the fans here would want to know. Mars, Utah has Bull Whale, and it is one of the coolest pieces.
It is.
I got to give a shout out to Christina Gatz from Hyde Park Ninjas. She has this gorgeous elephant representing Muay Thai that has really cool details. You got to take a look because there's a lot of hidden things on that image. The Genesis piece from Rob Zilla, Shacklin and her existential existence. Joe lives in his tech natural. Who else am I forgetting now? I'm going to feel bad. Oh, Dace Jack has this gorgeous like neon portrait. You kind of have to see it to like, you can almost feel it when you see it. There is a techno Techno Skull. Oh, it's in Latin. I never remember it. Yes, and Rob Zilla's is the Genesis piece. So if you don't know that history, that is an important history. And then, yeah, no, there are a lot of creative women. You should definitely have a piece. You can actually submit pieces already for next month at 1111nft.gallery. It's an amazing opportunity for artists to get their work shown. It's an amazing opportunity for artists to make income in this space in a healthy, creative way and not in a money grab way. Everything we're doing, we're integrating in with the entire UPX World platform as far as generating user-created items with these images and then allowing revenue share back to the artist and the owners of the NFTs. It's a really cool program, and the competitive aspect that Dr. Nobi has come up with as he structured it is very compelling, and it's going to be fun to watch over the next several months as it unfolds.
Yeah, very excited for that. And definitely we will look to get some of those artists on the show too. It's been a while since we had a guest, so we can get Dak on here. We can get Robzilla or Shacklin, or yeah, we can get some of them, or Dr. Nobi's mom. Let's bring her on.
Yeah, no, I got dibs on Dr. Nobi's mom. I know how that sounds. but I said, I want her on my show. I want her on UPX World Live. You could have Shacklin. She's amazing. You could have Day Shack. No, actually, I want them too. You can have Dak. You can have Dak. I want the artists.
No, I want them on here.
You know what? You can have. Hey, I'm one of the artists. You have.
There would be no UPX World show without this show. There would be no UPX World show without this show.
Well, look at the time, folks. I think that's about all we have for today. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to my boys, Hyde Park Ninjas. They're doing some cool stuff with video capture. So they're actually filming themselves doing karate moves, and the team is using software to track their movements and then convert that into the actual gameplay moves of the Ninja X-Landers. So
they got the green suits. They got the green suits on with the balls.
No, actually it's new technology where it just has to like be able to identify, like he had to put on like gloves so it was easier for the video to capture movement. But the advances in software are amazing. Yeah, obviously a full mocap suit, motion capture suit that has like the sensor balls on it is obviously a much more precise way to do it. But the fact that we could potentially be having TikTok competitions where people do these moves, and whoever does the best could have their move converted into an actual gameplay element and move is very cool.
Dude, you're going to send people to the hospital. They're not trained. They're going to fall off of stuff. They're going to break things. They're going to hurt themselves.
I mean,
this isn't America's funniest videos.
I mean, viral is viral. Hey, whatever. You saw the bottle kick, the bottle cap kick.
Yeah, true.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's not for everybody. I mean, I'm going to do it and split my pants like I'm Chris Farley, but
dude, you're going to hurt yourself bad.
Oh, I'm going to be definitely injured 100%.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we jump off for this week?
No, I'm just excited. There's so much happening in this space. Upland is crushing it. UPX World is absolutely on fire, and it is super cool.
I'm competing for the Hyde Park Ninjas move, and this is Jackass. There you go. Outstanding. Yes. And then don't forget, ThankMeLater did offer up some UPX. If you can make a jingle for our market update, 3 to 5 seconds that we can play. A statue. Yep, that's right. Sorry, statue.
Yeah.
Let's do statue. Other than that, we'll see you next week. And hopefully by then, ThankMeLater will no longer be in first place in the Upland Fantasy Football League. And we'll have a early show next week due to Thanksgiving. So definitely be prepared for the notification that we'll be here a little earlier next week. Until then, everybody be safe, have fun, and we'll see you out there in the metaverse.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property